What's up everybody, I'm Sonic Kim, America's face of dating, and today we have quite the video for you guys. Ways that women test high value men, and 99% of men fail the last one that we're going to talk about here, the horny bait test as we describe in my program. But what these are that I'm about to pull up on the screen here, these are some Arrows client texts that I want to show you guys. And these are texts that people in my program are doing and also asking me what my opinion on the response that they're about to send are, and then I also give them my response, and usually they send mine because I'm training them to be able to talk effectively and build attraction and show exactly what I'm doing. That's why my program is so powerful. Arrows, Effortless Romance on Site, my dating mastery system. Literally, Eros is the Greek god of love, aka Cupid. His Greek god name is actually Eros. A lot of people didn't know that, so I named my program that. And I think it's just such a fucking awesome name, right? But these texts right here, I help them build attraction and see what they're doing wrong and see what they're about to do wrong so they can actually build attraction. But let's go into test number 1 here. These are the texts right here that we're going to be covering. And he was on the dating app with this girl. And so on the dating app, her opening move was, "What is your dream? Tell me your goals. Who knows, maybe I can help you achieve them." And so he sends her, back in May, "Hey Trouble, gosh, you sound so kind and helpful. Unfortunately, I don't think we're a good match. I'm on here to date, not be a best man friend." So it's like a decent opener. Some people like it, some people don't. But obviously, it gets a response. She's like, "Ja ja." That's like Spanish for haha, obviously. She said, "Is that the vibe I give, lol? I understand, and I'm glad you mentioned what I put. I put best man friend because everyone, even dating first, is like friends. I put no romance to see if a man will show respect and not just want me as a," whatever she says after that. This is the next one right here. But right here you have your first test. She said, "I understand and I'm glad you mentioned what I put. Because best man friend, because everyone even dating is first like friends." That's not true. A lot of guys that struggle with dating and struggle to date quality women, they think they need to be friends first with the girl, and that's what's going to make her attracted to him. But let me ask you a question. Do you want to be friends or do you want to be lovers? And there's a huge difference, because if you talk to her as a friend, this is one of the first concepts I teach in my Arrows program to all my members. If you talk to her as a friend, you will be a friend. So this is how you talk as a lover instead. And so her first test here, let me move this out of the screen for a second. The friends first test. A lot of girls will say they want to be friends first, and a lot of guys fall for that. A lot of guys are like, "Oh, she's saying that she wants to be friends first. Then I'm just going to be really friendly and nice to her, and that should make her fall for me." And the fact is that a lot of the times girls don't know. Girls don't know what they want. They don't know what type of man they want. And of course, if they do, they're not going to admit that what they want. And basic principles of attraction, women want a man that's a challenge. They want a man that's socially proved. They want a man that's mentally strong. They want a man they can banter with. Are women going to come out and say, "Man, I want a man that all the girls are trying to fuck. That's the type of guy that I want"? Absolutely not. It would make her look bad. And women don't want to look bad. That's why they don't say that. And it confuses men, because logically they hear this. They're like, "Oh, she said that. Yeah, dating is like friends first, isn't it?" No, it's fucking bullshit. But girls will test you and be like, "Yeah, dating is like friends first, so, we gotta start as friends." And guys will hear that and logically think, "Oh yeah, I got her blueprint. I'm gonna be friends with her first. That's gonna work." It's not gonna fucking work, because she's going to lose interest in you and attraction in you. So that's the first test. The second test here breaks her own rules. P.S. This girl is a teacher. That's why she said, "Tell me about your goals. Who knows, maybe I can help you achieve them." She's a teacher. And so you want to use that to your advantage. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. So she sends this big paragraph, right, about, "Don't be disrespectful. Be friends first, blah, blah, blah." And he said, "Thank you for your explanation and honesty. I'm so happy to know you aren't just another girl trying to get in my pants." So a little bit long here. We could have probably just excluded that. He sent that, and then I told him to send this also. "P.S. If I try to romance you, does that mean you'll send me to detention?" Because she's a teacher. Start the flirting. Start the playfulness. You're not directly flirting with her. You're being playful, and there's a little bit of a difference. There's playful flirting, but then there's also just playfulness and then just regular flirting. And so I told him to be playful because she can interpret that as flirting. There's this beautiful rainstorm coming down right now as I'm looking out this window at the city. It's fucking awesome, but it's beautiful, man. I love where I live, man. It's so fucking awesome. But he's being playful here. And most girls, when a guy's being playful, she's going to interpret it as flirting. And so he said, P.S. If I try to romance you, does that mean you'll send me to detention? Such a great comeback because she's a teacher, right? When you think of teacher that you're dating, you're going to think about detention. It's probably the first thing you're going to think of. So play on that. So she responds to this first paragraph, of course, plus I'm an open book. I'd rather be honest about stuff, you know. I don't like drama or anything like that. Yeah, I respect myself. I don't let men do all that stuff unless we're like in a relationship, if that makes sense. Sure, some girls do, some girls don't. All girls say that though. So, don't know if it's true or not. And then she says, Jaja, next text. Jaja, oh, I wouldn't send you to detention, more like to the cool down corner. Yes, that's a real thing in the classroom, lol. It depends on how romantic you try to be. So, you want to catch this right here. Breaks her own rules, right? She just broke her own rules. If you really think about it, she just broke her own rules because she just said, hey, we need to be friends first. That's where we gotta be. And then she just said, well, it depends on how romantic you try to be. Then I'll accept it. Women make rules for men they don't like, and beta males, and weak men. And they break rules for men that they like, alpha males, masculine men. So she goes, LOL, it depends on how romantic you try to be. She just broke her own rules, and so you want to very playfully flirt with her because she just proved that her rules are fucking garbage and nonsense and just contradicted herself in about 2 sentences. So he said that he was going to send this. He didn't send it yet, obviously. Trust me, darling, you won't want to cool anything down once we get started. He's going right to flirting, not a good idea. I'm glad he sent this to me before he sent it off. And he said, send me your number and let's make something happen. So he's basically, you don't want to be the guy, especially on the dating app, that's just being horny and just going for sex. Like, it's just not going to work out well for you, and girls all can see this and they can sense it when a man is just there for sex. And she just said, hey, like, you know, let's be friends first. So she's going to revert back to that rule. She's giving you a little opening here, and you want to take that opening and just rip it open a little bit more and help her see how she's contradicting herself. You don't want to just go right to fucking sex, right? You won't want to cool anything down once we get started. That's very sexual. There's a lot of sexual innuendo there, and that is how she's going to interpret it. And especially you've just been talking to this girl for 2 sentences. You don't want to escalate that fucking fast, or she's just going to assume that you are a dirty guy and you just want sex. So instead, I told him to send this, the cool down corner. So you're calling me hot, huh? Because she basically said that. How do I interpret this, right? She said, I'm going to send you to the cool down corner if you try to be romantic. And I'm like, oh, really? So you're calling me hot? Because I need to cool down, it must mean that you're hot, right? Like, that's how you can misinterpret things and make it flirty and put her words back on her. And she goes, haha, you are guapo, but I'm telling you that the cool down corner is for you to cool off because I think you are calling me hot or cute, so we need you to cool down. So right here, she's clearly flirting with you, and she just threw in a sexual innuendo. You're calling me hot or cute, so I think you need to cool down. That's a little bit of a sexual innuendo there, and most guys fall for that and start talking dirty. He said, he was going to send, slow down, Missy. You're getting too far ahead of yourself and putting words in my mouth. If you keep misbehaving, I'll have to give you a spanking and put you in timeout. Not good. You don't send that shit, okay? Like, we're still training him. He's newer. Like, I understand. Like, we're getting better and it is significantly improved. But don't fucking talk about spankings, bro. You've literally had 3 back and forths with this girl and you're talking about spanking her. Like, dude, like, no. Like, you need a spanking for misbehaving and not obeying my rules here and my laws of attraction. If he sent that, she would have been like, it might have clicked because it's going well, but eventually it's going to fall apart because he doesn't understand the principles of attraction yet, and he would have just been horny, and she would have fallen out of love, right? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. This would have kept repeating itself, and she would have just lost interest. So I told him to not send this because I'm like, dude, you don't want to talk about spankings, bro. Like, what are we doing here, man? You want to slowly just build up. It's like a good romance story. They build the story up over time to make the characters like each other more and make you invested in the characters. They don't just get right to the movie and in 5 minutes they're fucking and then they end the movie after about 8 minutes. Like, that's not how romance novels go. Women are used to seeing it slowly build and the drama slowly builds up. and then it gets to a point where it just climaxes and everything connects. You want to be a good movie. And so instead, and also like he's thinking this too. Like, let me go back because this is the third and final test right here, the horny bait test. Most guys fall for this. What this basically means is that girls will try to talk and have sexual innuendos thrown in there if it's a test to see if you fall for it and see if you're one of those horny guys. And he almost fell for it and started talking about spanking, and she would have lost interest. She'd been like, okay, yeah, clearly you're just looking for sex. I'm good. I'm going to pull back. And then I'm also going to pull back and see if you're needy, and that's really going to solidify this. I'm not going to date you. You want to be a guy that's different. Most guys are going to fall for that. Most guys are going to talk dirty. Most guys are going to be weird and creepy. You want to be the alpha male. You want to go for what you want, but slowly build it. It's almost like you're unsure a little bit. You're attracted to her, but you're unsure a little bit. That's what we're doing here, and you're flirting with her. So the wink right here is what you want to play on, right? So she goes, I think you were calling me hot or cute, so we need you to cool down. It's like, when did we even say that? It's just like, that's just fucking ridiculous. And so I told him to send, oh, now you're flirting with me. Do I need to send you to the cool down corner? Putting her words back on her, that comeback is fucking amazing. So good. So good. And you're building up the attraction. You're basically showing her that, hey, she's flirting with him. This is all your fault, baby. You need to go to the cool down corner. And now she's talking about good morning. When a girl starts sending you good morning, she really likes you and she likes how you're talking. And this only took about 3 to 4 or 5 texts. Now you have pussy for life. Now you can have sex for life. And now you can actually build this to a quality relationship. But you got to be able to pass these tests first. And so if you're a guy, there's a lot of guys out there that have a great career. They worked hard on their career, but they don't really understand attraction. They don't know how to build the attraction. And they really want that serious long-term relationship. If that's what you're looking for here, you'd be a perfect fit for my program. And if you're serious about it, you're ready to change, book in a call using the link in the description below, or you can message me on Instagram or Facebook. Those links are also in the description below, but only hop on a call if you're serious, you've been watching my content, you know that this is for you, you know you want to change, and you are open to change and you're ready and you're serious and you want to attract that serious long-term relationship, right? I want guys that they take action. Those guys get the best results in my program. And so if that's you, book in that call using the link in the description below. You can even break it up if you absolutely had to like 120 to like 150 per month, depending on the option they would give you. But you can break it up to even monthly payments if you absolutely had to. It's like, if you don't have 120 bucks at the very minimum to invest in your dating life, you probably shouldn't be dating. Let's just be real about that. So make sure to follow me on Instagram as well, subscribe, comment down below what you guys want to hear more about. I'm Sona Kim, America's face of dating, and I'll see you guys next time.